In the meantime, you can get the very latest on fox4now.com.
Let's go to Storm Patrol's Jim Sion to talk more about the weather out there. I guess we're talking about possibly some windy conditions with that fire jumping the road.
Yeah, the winds are at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, so it wouldn't be an extreme.
Out at any time, go to fox4.com.
All right, Storm Patrol's Jim Sion joining us now from the Weather Center, keeping an eye on some windy conditions out there.
Yeah, it looks like rain could be on the way in the next 24 hours or so. Jim?
Yeah, we're very much looking forward to increasing rain chances starting tomorrow. A little bit on the wet side, that's coming up.
Jim, thank you. Well, Lee County is overhauling a strip of land in North Fort Myers, and that has some neighbors pretty angry. That's
right. As 4 News Corner's Gabrielle Saran explains, the project is actually part of a land conservation program. But is this for the best? That's the question tonight. Gabrielle?
Emily, this North Fort Myers resident has seen his neighborhood of...
Earlier this week, Fox 4 News asked your views on bringing the death penalty against the 2 teenagers charged in the murders of a Lee County mother and son. It's a possibility that was raised by an attorney we talked to about the case. Well, tonight, the state's attorney office is pointing out that the harshest penalty that either Clayton Combs or Justin Worth can receive if convicted is life in prison, because both are under the age of 18. Now, back in 2004, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled the death penalty cannot be used on anyone under the age. All right, the Charlotte County Jail has 3 new inmates, but these little guys aren't going to be wearing those orange jumpsuits.
That's right. They may slobber and bark just a little more than your average inmate in those orange jumpsuits, but they're really being given a second chance at life. It's a great story. Tonight, we are telling you something good.
Finally, we need the rain.
And don't forget to get on Facebook. If you've got your questions ready, I'm getting ready to answer them.
I'm going to write them out
right here.
And you too, no fake Facebook names.
Knowing that these are kids makes it a little bit disturbing to actually view.
An upcoming Fox 4 investigative report shines a spotlight on brutal fights involving teens, and now 3 people face criminal charges. The Lee County Sheriff arresting 36-year-old Angela Harrison, her husband, 27-year-old Brandon Harrison, and their son, who is a minor.
Now, they're accused of hosting and promoting MMA-style boxing matches in their Lehigh Acres backyard. Fox 4 investigator Colleen Hogan has been working this story for weeks. She's here with more on how the arrests all went down.
Live from Southwest Florida's news source, this is Fox 4 News at 6.
A Port Charlotte taxi driver is behind bars accused of picking up middle school girls and then giving them drugs and alcohol, asking for sex.
Yeah, 4 News Corner's John Rupolo asking the school district some tough questions tonight. He joins us now live with the latest.
Yeah, God.
Trying to wow judges with some wild... You got to see this next story.
Woo! What this brazen boy is auditioning for.
Work it, work it.
Coming up next. You don't want to miss that one.
All right, it was high kicks and high heels at the Denver Broncos cheerleading tryouts.
But there was one person who was without teased hair and full face of makeup. Watch this.
I'm going to try out to be the first male Broncos cheerleader ever.
Ever. More than 200 people turned out for tryouts. Unfortunately, Sasha, there he is in all of his glory. He didn't make it past the first round. I was really hoping that he would make it. He says he's going to continue practicing and he is going to be back for tryouts on the squad again next year. I think he's given a lot of hope to men out there. There's a place for everybody. He's not giving up.
A+ for enthusiasm, that's for sure.
Jimmy, you look dumbfounded by this one.
No, I'm just hoping that maybe, I think that image has been burned in my retinas. I'm afraid to go to bed tonight. Mostly sunny with a high of 87 tomorrow, a little more humid by Wednesday and Thursday.
All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll see you tomorrow at 6.
Have a good one.
Free meal with the purchase of another meal and a drink.
All I saw was dessert at Chili's.
I
never got past it.
You perked
dessert
up.
at Chili's.
All right. Hey, a kitten just hours old is fighting for her life. What she went through that earned her the name Survivor.
A toddler taken for a terrifying ride when his father's car was stolen. How he got himself home. Next.
fournow.com. Look for a link under the big red 4.
Mike, you were just saying you needed a couple animals, weren't you?
I got a couple of animals at home.
Oh, you sure?
A little bit of everything.
All right. If you change your mind, let me know. I know a place you can get a good deal. Get this, more than ever, men are going under the knife.
Don't look at me when you say that.
I don't know why I just looked at Mike. The #1 procedure guys don't like to talk about.
Also coming up, you need to catch a few.
206 Fox 4.
All right, thank you, Hayden. Storm Patrol's Jim Sion has your only live local forecast at 6:30. Now, if I didn't know better, it looks like you have a pretty easy week ahead of you.
Well, that's what you would think. That's what the layman might think. But no, we have a lot of stuff that we're tracking later this week, not in the short term. We're looking good right now, temperature-wise. Our temperatures, well...
Foreigner Corner staying on top of breaking news in Lee County tonight. A family losing their home after a transformer explosion sparks a brush fire. Foreigner Corner's Mike Brooks is live on the scene with the couple who is now trying to pick up the pieces. Mike?
Yeah, Emily, this is a very tough story to tell. I have one of the best families I've ever met. Let me introduce you to Pastor Bobby Calvert. This is his wife, Linda, his brother, Georgie, and his son, Bob. Pastor Bobby, you have been here for 21 years in this house. Tell me, how did it happen? They called you at the church, you came home, and what did you see?
Well, I just rushed in and got here. The fire truck was already here, and we went into the house because it was the woods that was burning. Got into the house, and we was only in there, it seemed like 2 or 3 minutes, and they began yelling the wind had shifted and better get out of the house quick. And we started to the door, and the smoke was so thick we couldn't even see where we were going. And so we headed the back way, which was away from the way the wind was blowing, and got out. But it was crazy.
Linda, I asked you earlier, it looks like it's total destruction back there. Is there something that you're going to miss especially? I mean, you guys have 21 years of memories here.
Yes, just all of our pictures of the children and, our home. You have your friends and family, but after that, you have your home that you call home.
Her dad's snook hanging on the wall.
Yeah. Little things like that, and your brother's deer that he shot, right?
Georgie's deer was hanging on the
Okay,
wall.
let me ask you one more question. You've been counseling people for so long and telling them how to handle this. How do you tell yourself? What do you say to yourself knowing that you've lost your home back there?
You just do it 1 minute at a time. You thank God first of all that nobody was hurt. That's the most important thing. But then in your mind you also know that if something had happened, your heart's right with God and you're born again, you're ready to go to heaven. That's the most important thing.
All right, thank you very much, and best of luck to all of you. We're sorry that this happened. Bob, you do want to tell me that there's been a memorial fund set up, right?
Yes, I mean, there's insurance on the house, which is going to cover most of the house, but all the personals in the house, there is a relief fund set up at Wells Fargo under Pastor Calvert Relief Fund, and anybody wants to help in any way, fashion, or form, we're not asking you to, but if you want to, it'd be greatly appreciated.
All right, there you go, Emily. We're live here at the scene of the fire with one of the nicest families that I've ever met. They've lost their home, and they were kind enough to talk to us this evening. We'll have more from them coming up tonight at 10. Emily, let's go back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. Our thoughts and
Live from Southwest Florida's news source. This is Fox 4 News at 11.
We were riding in the car a while ago, and I asked Linda, I said, where do you want to go? She said, I want to go home. I said, well, that's not going to happen.
A family devastated as their home goes up in flames. A brush fire destroying this house, closing roads, and keeping residents out of East Lee County. Now, the fire started this afternoon off of Orange Boulevard and Staley Road when an electrical transformer exploded. Tonight, the fire is out, but fire officials say that a squirrel running from wire to wire caused that explosion. Neighbors forced to avoid the area for hours as crews worked to put out the flames. Helicopters called in to fight the fire from above. But most importantly, the family whose house was destroyed says tonight, not all was lost.
It was a beautiful place, and we just had a wonderful time living here.
Pastor Bobby Calvert describes the moment he returned home to find his house on fire.
The fire trucks were here, the woods was on fire big time.
His 5-bedroom home standing bravely among the flames, just long enough for him to run inside.
I was able to go into the house, had a couple minutes, to see if there was anything, you just grab, you think, what am I going to carry out of here? What's most important?
This man of God knew his wife was safe and his family was safe. All the rest just didn't matter. But that fire was moving fast.
And then I started hearing them yell, the wind has shifted, get out of here now. And then the smoke was so thick we couldn't hardly see in front of our face, and we just had to exit quick.
Knowing this could be the last time he stepped inside, he looked down.
I was standing beside of my fiddle, which was small, and I could just grab it and go, so the fiddle survived the fire.
It's the fiddle he uses to play country gospel music to soothe and comfort members of his church. Its very existence now soothing him. Decades of memories lost in this home, and it all goes back to the day that Pastor Bobby and his father, who I'm told are both carpenters, began designing the home and building it.
My dad and my 2 sons and I designed it and built it, 21 years ago.
Built by hand, this home helped raise and protect his family. 3 adult children, 7 grandchildren, and a loving wife standing by his side for 41 years.
A lot of memories, a lot of fun times, happy times, a lot of celebrations, just home happy times.
Gone are the pictures, the toys, the furniture, all things unimportant in life. Pastor Bobby says it's the memories that matter and experiences that make us who we are.
Everybody's got battles, and I guess when a pastor has to go through some, that's good training for your congregation to see that even the pastor has things he has to go through too.
And a fund has been set up tonight to help the family pick up the pieces. You can donate at any Wells Fargo bank. Just let them know that the money is for the Pastor Bobby Calvert Relief Fund. Our best wishes to the family. Fire crews also containing a brush fire threatening homes in Cape Coral. This one breaking out near the 4000 block of West Gator Circle. Crews called to the scene earlier this afternoon. They now tell us the fire is 100% contained and that no homes were damaged.
Storm Patrol's Jim Sign has your first check of the weather now. And not only windy out there lately, Jim, but really, really dry.
Yeah, the drought index is just ridiculous right now.